So my name is Jane Frankland. I'm a consultant, entrepreneur, speaker and author. I have worked in the information security industry for nearly 20 years. I have built my own penetration testing company. I've sold it, and I've also done a lot of work with CISOs, so Chief Information Security Officers. I was a board advisor for 170 senior cybersecurity officers last year. And I've also done a lot of work with some of the organizations out there like Crest and Cyber Essentials and OWASP. So there has been a lot of change in the industry over the past few years, and particularly with regards to female roles and companies working really hard to retain their staff. One of the things that I've seen that's been really successful are things like mentoring programs and initiatives that some companies are offering. And that really helps the women to actually feel more inspired, to gain knowledge, and to be trained in how to navigate their careers and basically play the game. Because when it comes to women, they do have to play a different game. They do have to work twice as hard, and the rules of the game are not the same as they are for men. The reason it's important to get women into the industry and remaining in the industry is on account of economics. So according to data, for example, data by McKinsey & Co., when women are in business, profits increase. So GDP would increase to 28 trillion US dollars if we had equality by 2025. So when women are in business, profits increase, productivity increases, innovation increases, and businesses stay on budget much more than compared to homogenous teams. When women are politically and economically empowered, countries are more stable, and right now we could really do with that. But when we look at security, there's another dimension, and this is all to do with risk, because women do see risk in a different way to men. They are wired differently. Some people believe that is on account of the fact that women give birth to children, whether or not they do have children or not. So for me, looking at it, it's all down to how we think, and it's bringing in more diversity of thinking into security, and particularly with the way that we see risk so that we're not blindsided. So in terms of equal opportunities and whether or not it is the main driver for companies keeping staff, from what I've seen, there is a particular interest with the large corporates in gender equality and diversity in general. But really what people care about is getting the right people into the industry. So as a whole, there's more focus on that and less so in terms of gender, unless it is the large organizations out there. So in terms of mentoring, the best method really comes down to the individuals involved. So from what I've seen and do out there are several things that happen. So for example, for me when I mentor, I have no formal process with regards to that. I treat it very much as a lifelong process. So I mentor someone, it's very informal, we do it on an ad hoc basis, and I'll continue mentoring them for as long as they want. And usually there's a very strong relationship that's formed over their lifetime. And mentoring is a two-way process. So they get things from me in terms of training. This is what I recommend because this is what I've done before. And then I get things from them. So it's hugely enjoyable. But some mentoring programs are very formal. So it really comes down to what the individuals want. Women have a tendency not to attract or go after a mentor who is higher up in an organization. And it's absolutely crucial that they do, actually attract and target mentors who are high up in organizations. And also with women who are mentored, the other research that has come out is in regards to them and their earning potential. So if they are developed and they pay that forward and mentor others, they increase their earnings by, I think it's 25,000 US dollars over 2 years. So it's financially of benefit to them as well as being really a good thing. Okay, so I got into cybersecurity actually because of James Bond. So it was nearly 20 years ago, and I knew nothing of security. But starting and building a tech organization, there was only two aspects that interested me. One was AI and the other was security. And AI at that time was far too new, but security was viable. And for me, it just sounded really cool. You know, I like James Bond, I like fast cars, I like travel, I like glamour, and it sounded intelligent. So that's what attracted me. That doesn't keep me in the industry now. What really keeps me in the industry is freedom, empowerment, and entrepreneurship. And I am an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for pretty much all of my career. And protecting businesses, having built a business, is really, really important. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. Okay, so the book is called Insecurity: How a Failure to Attract and Retain Women in Cybersecurity is Making Us All Less Safe. And really, it's a book about performance. So it's looking at the industry and the things that we need to do to change and evolve, because it is evolving and transforming at speed. And right now, the cyber criminals are attacking us. We have cyber terrorism and also cyber warfare, and we need to do something different and really almost go back to basics and look at the people aspect much more and get the right people into the industry, the right thinkers. And the book is dealing with that, and it has a particular focus on women and what we can do to attract and retain them. So as a final thought, what I would say is, if you're interested in getting into cybersecurity, do your networking, seek someone out who can help you, who can break down the barriers to get you into this industry. It is a fantastic industry to be in. It's progressive, it's dynamic, it's well paid, it's future-proofed as much as any job can be. And also to really work on your creative thinking, your problem solving, and your communication as well, because those things will help, because the industry is evolving, and right now there is more emphasis on the softer skills as opposed to the tech skills. Both are being taught, but really work on your communication and your soft skills.